We are doing our presentation on taking action. Taking action is all about how action can affect your students in classrooms. We get to see this every day in our own practicums, and it's something that we will use every day in our own future classrooms. Our first topic is educating the whole child. Throughout the years, the ideas of educating students has changed, and we will discuss how these changes have progressed throughout time. In 1818, the Report of Commissioners for the University of Virginia stated that morals, understanding, duties to neighbors and country, knowledge of rights, and intelligence and faithfulness in social relations were all a very important aspect in educating the whole child. After 100 years had passed, these principles changed. The purpose of schools in 1918 were set by the cardinal principles of secondary education. They said the main purpose of schools were health, command of fundamental processes, worthy home membership, vocation, citizenship, worthy use of leisure, and ethical character. Now in present times, we are familiar with the idea of no child left behind. This stated that all students needed to be proficient in reading and mathematics. But that leaves a lot left. What about the rest of the child? A part of our text stated, "Children are moral beings. Therefore, we must provide character education programs. Children are artistically inclined. Therefore, we must provide art classes. Children's physical fitness is declining. Therefore, we must provide physical education and nutrition classes." However, when thinking about it and trying to fit all these different things into the present-day curriculum, we realize that that's not possible. And so that puts the responsibility on all teachers. All teachers need to stretch their lessons to encompass all the needs and all the interests of the whole child. This means that within their lessons, it's important that they address moral, social, emotional, and aesthetic topics. For example, if a social studies teacher is talking about different laws, it would be very easy to slide in different things about morals. It's addressing things like that in everyday curriculum that will help us to educate the whole child. And not only will it do that, but it will also help us create well-rounded citizens who are prepared to be productive members of society someday. It will also help increase a sense of trust and community with the school, and it will make all students feel more welcome in their school community. The next topic we are going to discuss is student behavior. Teachers need to know the reason behind why students behave the way that they do within the classroom. This involves recognizing that not all kinds come from the same background. Maybe some students speak a different language, have different colored skin, or come from a different kind of family. Teachers need to understand that diversity is within the classrooms. They also need to embrace that diversity. Next, teachers need to create a safe environment to have a classroom with a sense of autonomy, belonging, and competency. The topic that follows student behavior is how to get to know your students on a deeper level. Some ideas of getting to know students deeper would be creating get-to-know-you activities, and do these not only when class first starts, but continue to do them throughout the entire school year. Open circle time is also a really good strategy to try and get students to express their ideas. You can also ask parents to come in and volunteer if they have special interests. If your students get to know you really well, they will want to open up and connect with you on a deeper level as well. It's also important to ask questions. Listen to their responses and you can get to know a lot about them in that way. Also, to collect data. You can do this through just the things they say in class or through actual structured assessments. If you want to really take action in a classroom, creating a democratic setting is the way to go. Democratic classrooms help the student not only concentrate on themselves, but it helps to put an emphasis on others. These classrooms create a sense of trust in not only a teacher-student relationship, but also on a student-to-student relationship. Students and teachers coexist to make decisions together and listen to one another. This is a very healthy type of classroom, and it's been proven to be the most effective type. It is best summed up in this quote, In a democratic classroom, there is a cause larger than self. At this point, I'm sure you are curious as to how you would go about creating a democratic classroom. There are a few key factors that go into it. The first one is to have a cause larger than self. This means that a student's focus needs to be on others. How can they help better the group and not just themselves? The second key factor is that students and teachers need to make decisions together. When this happens, it creates trust within each other. This means learning from one another will be easy. A third factor is to make sure that all voices are being heard. In a classroom, it could potentially hurt a student's feelings if you never listen to what they have to say, so take everyone's opinions into account. The fourth and final factor is that you need to hold common values. If you do hold common values, this means that everyone will always be on the same page and will not disagree as much, creating a positive learning environment. Thank you for listening to our Taking Action presentation. We really hope that these are tools that will come in handy in your own future teaching career.